Don't miss our first look at the latest standalone Warhammer Quest game. Well, I guess it's also a sequel. Well, it's here. It's Shadows Over Hammerhal, and it's way different from Silver Tower.
Spiking bits.
Alright, what's up, Hobby Maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today, taking a look at the brand new version of Warhammer Quest. This is a fantastically new game with some of the old mechanics that we saw with Silver Tower, but for the most part, it's very different. It's very different. So if you played Silver Tower, you're going to get some of these mechanics just kind of reading through things. I haven't actually played it, just got it in my hot little hand, so we're unboxing it for you. Doing nothing else but looking at this game right meow. So let's take a look inside of it, and as you can tell, there is a whole bunch of miniatures that come with it, but maybe that isn't quite the selling point, because to be quite honest, there are no new miniatures in here. A lot of people were like, hey, that new dwarf guy, he's new, he's awesome, I can't wait till they come out with a whole faction. He actually is old. This is him right here, and he is copyright 2013. The Cogsmith is actually old, so believe it or not, that is kind of what's going on. Well, let's run down the contents before we start breaking it all down here, right? So first off, here is everything according to the back of the box. You get your 72-page guidebook, a 32-page adventure book, which I'm not going to show you because that is for the GM, the game master for the game, and I don't even want to look through it because I don't want to spoil it for myself or when I'm playing. 18 double-sided board sections, which unlike the original Silver Tower game, these are set. They don't kind of make themselves as they go kind of type deal. You don't the whole double back mechanic isn't really here. 18 treasure cards, 18 skill cards, the double-sided board cards, the artifact cards, achievement cards, red U-Goal cards, which I don't exactly understand. It's one of those things that's triggered by the adventure book there. It's not by gaining renown and killing models to get skills like we saw in the past. One torch card, which determines who's active player. A compass card, 5 hero cards, which are traditionally nothing new right there. The fate board, 34 wound counters, 18 gold counters, 12 portal counters, 1 realm gate counter, and 12 dice. And then, of course, you get 31 citadel miniatures, the Lord Kelliston, the Gryphhound, which also goes with him, a Cogsmith, the Black Ark Fleet Master, a Lore Master, the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, the Blood Reavers, the Carrick Alkalites, the Bird People, or wannabe Bird People, and the Putrid Blight Kings, which are all shown right here. Now, if you break down value-wise what you get in the box, these are the multi-part wannabe Bird People, these are the multi-part Blood Reavers, but they're only half kits. The normal kit contains 20 and the normal kit contains 20, so you're not getting full kits. You do get the full kit of the Blight Kings. If you break it down money wise, you're looking at a total retail value for the whole box at $236. This is a $150 box, so you are getting a savings of a roughly 27% over buying them all individually. Now, of course, it's kind of an eclectic mix of miniatures to go out and buy individually, but in this format, you kind of get your money's worth right there. And that's splitting the kits in half. If these were full kits, of course it would be more, but that isn't quite the case, right? So I suppose if you want to buy 2 of these kits and put them together, it's a better value because you double up with the full price of the kit right there. But that kind of defeats the purpose, and then you have all the other heroes. I don't know. That seems dumb. Don't do that. But great value overall if you're looking to save value or to get value on what you're buying. Plus, it comes with the game with the new mechanics. Now, like I just showed you inside here, we have boom. The sprues. Now, we've shown you all these sprues. We've unboxed all of this stuff through the year, so nothing quite new there that we really need to show you. This video isn't going to be really about the videos. It's about taking a look at the models themselves, because some of them being so old, and we have featured them many times in the past. So we're going to actually talk about the game and the contents. So first off, they have this little protective poster kind of thing in here. It actually came like this. So this face was down. So I guess, it kind of protects the components from the sprues kind of digging into them. But it's also a really nice little backdrop that you can put in your lid if you're trying to, you know, just kind of like have it kind of sitting out in the open type thing. Now, this doesn't come with that nifty Dungeon Master screen. You have to get that by ordering it from Games Workshop. If you get it from your local retailer, maybe they have a special where they're giving them out. But overall, you know, if a retailer's just getting a couple copies, they're probably not going to have anything like that. So unfortunately, that does not come in here. So here's all your skill cards. Here's all your character cards. They're all going to come in here. Let's just lay all this stuff out. Skill cards. Then you've got your booklets and your quick reference. They did put a quick reference in here for combat. Combat pretty much works the same as it did in Silver Tower. Your bases, which we really literally don't care about, and the game tiles themselves. Let's take a quick look at those before I throw them back in the box. Obviously, very well done, lavish graphics and all, etc., etc. Very, very crisp graphics. Of course, you have your wound counters, your stun counters. There's a new mechanic in here for treasure, which allows you to buy artifacts with an E because it's the Queen's English, of course, and they're very fancy with the way they talk. I love talking to Forge World on the phone when I have an issue there. They always say the darndest things. And then they're probably like talking to me like, this uneducated stupid American calling us on the phone. And then here's more of the 3 wound counters right there, more of the graphics, just kind of general stuff. And then in the back, you can see where it starts to get into more representation of the actual chaos powers themselves and different things, single wound tokens, where I didn't see any stun tokens yet. Here's the other board. I'm trying to gently show you these so they don't pop out of their little container here. And then here it starts getting into, here's the Realm of Life kind of stuff, Hilariel and such. Which part of the whole backdrop to this whole area is that there's the lava flows coming in, burning off all the rampant overgrowth so that there can be a city in this, I think it's Baer, forget what they call it exactly. Here's the stun tokens right here. So there's a lot of like cross-pollination of different lores and different realm gates and magic and all sorts of stuff. And then of course you got Nurgle and Tzeentch and some crazy corn stuff up in here too. So I'm going to drop these back into the box lid so we don't mess them up any before I can get them situated away. So a couple of new mechanics for this game that we were talking about there. Nothing new as far as how you actually activate your characters and such. So you take 4 dice here for the Lord Kelliston, assuming he had all of his wounds. You will roll them out and you put them on your cards. And then you could spend these to do your activation. Like if you want to do Healing Light, there's a 6. Now it does have the Destiny pool, just like we saw in the past. Here's your Renown tracker. Here's your Destiny pool. And these are the hot ones right there. So you would roll these ahead, you know, whoever has the torch, which is kind of like the survivor, I guess. The torch card basically says that you are in charge of the turn. There's a torch card, and there's specific actions that you can do as well, which they give you on the action card. I was kind of reading it and I was chuckling from, I don't know if you remember these are the activities you can do when you actually go up into the city. You can take sabbaticals and kind of come out of the dungeons and actually go into the cities. This plays more like a traditional dungeon crawl, like a D&D kind of type thing from what I'm reading. Red Yugal, I don't know exactly what those do quite yet. Skills are traditional, very similar to what we saw in the past, where if you kill an enemy and you gain renown, you have a specific token, and as it goes around and it comes back to the starting point, you gain a skill. Treasures can be purchased for gold. I think you can only carry 5 gold pieces per dude, but you can cash it in for treasure. And then there's achievements and artifacts, which are revealed. You can get them basically by accomplishing things in the adventure book, which I'm not going to open because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, and definitely don't want to spoil it for myself. But that is basically how it all works. Now, the real question is, they don't really say. They do put a couple of extra bad guys in the book. I did flip to the behind all of the adventures and things to see what characters were in there, and there is rules for like plague bears and some of the, what was it, the blood reavers, or excuse me, the blood warriors, not the reavers, are in there as well. Some of the flying disc Zangors are in there too, which I thought was pretty cool. Here's the quick start guide, which tells you all about combat. I definitely like that they put a quick start guide in there because the last game was a little difficult to understand and get started. Here's the adventurer's book. We're not going to look at any of the adventuring stuff, but I am going to show you in the back that they do have the stats for the guys here, and they have, like I said, Zangors, Wrathmongers are in here, the Blood Warriors are in here, so you can expand it with new villains, all day, every day, Plague Bears and Zangor Skyfires. And then the Game Master Dungeon roster. Again, don't have the cool little DM screen, but you can use this if you are the Dungeon Master. And I suppose that's one of the biggest changes too, is that there is an actual Dungeon Master controlling the adversaries in this. It isn't all bird people and such. It is the wannabe bird people, and then you also have the Blood Reavers doing their thing. Then you've got this wonderful assembly guide, because of course you need to know how to put all your miniatures together. But what I like most about all this is the guidebook itself, which is a wonderful, wonderful resource, to be quite honest. Here's your hero rosters too. If you want to level up and things, you can copy it. But what I liked about this was it's about 50-50 fluff. Lots and lots of fluff about what's going on and the city and all this stuff, and like basically where it is inside of the realm and all this stuff. Cinderhall is pretty cool. It seems like a neat little place. It's very, they're trying to set the tone. Like we had like Mordheim and all of the other, Kislev and all those other fantastic cities in the world that was, or the old world. And now they're really trying to set the tone fluff-wise. Then it gets into the rules and they explain how to set up. Again, some stuff we talked about already, the Fate board, Renowned and Gold, how all that works. Certain restrictions and different things like that. Achievement cards are triggered in game, I believe it was. And then here they basically explain all this stuff about what everything is for new players. But if you played Silver Tower, like I said, a lot of it is very similar. There is a Destiny phase. There is the unexpected events when you roll the Destiny dice. If nothing cancels itself out, or all the dice cancel themselves out, then it triggers an unexpected event. So it's just all of that. But what I really liked, and what I was trying to get to, was the fact that there is a painting guide in here, which I thought was really neat. So each one of these, now granted, this is all material that they've had for the most part. I guess they didn't really have the Lore Master or the Cogsmith, so a lot of this might be new, but it is kind of cool that they did put it in here, like how to paint it. Carrick Alkalites, the Putrid Blight Kings, the Blood Reavers, all of them. They're all in here, and it's really cool. So this is, content-wise, I feel like it's actually better. I feel like they learned something from Silver Tower, and they came out with this, and it seems bigger and better. I had not played it yet. I really want to try out that Dungeon Master mechanic kind of type deal and see if the randomness to the adversaries really is, I guess, a level of play or an interactivity, with your friends and your opponents. It is a 4-player game that does not include the the Game Master guy, right? $150 kit, obviously very good if you're looking at the point from a retail perspective to save on money. But I think content-wise, this is really showing that Games Workshop is kind of coming on board and coming up with new bigger ideas for maybe like standalone games that are actually worth playing, not just for the miniatures. Now, of course, Silver Tower was way more than worth playing. It was a great, fantastic game. But to see this come out and kind of expand on it and take it in a whole nother direction is really exciting for, like a old school kind of I guess I wasn't like a complete hardcore Dungeons and Dragons player. I suppose like a lot of us from the 80s, our parents really didn't like us playing those games, so I snuck it in where I could. But just the fact that it's got that old field dungeon crawl that really gets, the juices going, and those hobby juices going as well, and the fact that it includes a paint guide, I just think it's a tremendous value over the old game itself. Again, haven't played it yet, don't know if the mechanics are good, so if you have had the chance to actually play this by now, by the time this video comes out, which is right around the time it opens, I'm sure some people have already played it already. Let us know in the comments below, because I'm not sure when I will personally be able to get a game in, but I would like to know a lot more about this game, whether I want to go ahead and get the models painted up. So that's it for this one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Arrows, omissions, questions, clarifications, please leave them in the comments field below, and we will try to get to them all.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.